Let's go party.
All right, folks, we are talking about the home of Barbie and so much more. Mattel, the stock bouncing around today, up as high as nearly 3%, lower fractionally as we speak, actually pretty flat now. The home of Barbie, Hot Wheels, and as we said, so much more. Reported sales as well as adjusted earnings per share for the fourth quarter did miss the average analyst estimate, but adjusted gross margin for the year, it did beat the analyst estimate.
Yeah, sales were up 16% in the fourth quarter. Let's get to it with Ynon Kreiz, Chairman and CEO of Mattel. He joins us from El Segundo, California. Ynon, good to see you. I got to tell you, sometimes when we interview you, I just expect like Will Ferrell to show up right there, and it's not Ynon Kreiz, but we are happy to see you this afternoon. How are you doing? How is, we heard from you guys yesterday, stock bouncing around a little bit. Sales were up, but a couple things did not come in line with analyst estimates. How are you thinking about the quarter and in the year?
Yeah, well, thank you for inviting me again. It's always good to be here with you. It was a very strong fourth quarter for Mattel with double-digit growth in top and bottom line with significant margin expansion. The year as a whole was a milestone year for the company. In addition to the incredible success of the Barbie movie, which we could not be more proud of, we extended our leadership in key toy categories and gained significant share overall and continue to strengthen our financial position. We talked on the call about the fact that we generated over $700 million of free cash flow, more than 2.5 times of last year. We achieved an investment grade rating in the year. Our balance sheet is in the strongest we've had in years. And we just announced a $1 billion share repurchase program and believe we're in an excellent position to continue to execute our strategy.
So what else do you do with that strong cash flow and all that money? Where else do you want to invest it? Investors love when you give it back, but where else can you kind of invest it back in the business?
Well, in terms of capital allocation priorities, the number one area that we focus on is organic growth. And we're looking to continue to invest in areas that can create value and position the company for long-term, sustainable, profitable growth. We also look to maintain our investment grade rating and keep our leverage ratio between 2 to 2.5 times debt to EBITDA. And of course, there are M&A opportunities that we're looking to look at and consider. We'll be very disciplined. We will make sure that whatever we do is thoughtful, strategic, and accretive to the company and continue to be in line with our strategy for value creation.
All right, Ynon, you know us well. You say M&A opportunities, our ears perk up. So what might be some of those M&A opportunities? How are you thinking about it? Because who would have thunk maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that you guys would be creating content and creating a movie that was the highest in terms of gross billings for 2023. So here you are. So when you think about M&A opportunities, where do you go, or where should we be thinking when it comes to you guys?
Well, we can't be too early to be specific about opportunities.
Well, you could, but
too early. But as I said, we have been very disciplined in the way we manage our balance sheet over the years, and we remain very thoughtful and very strategic about any choice that we might make when it comes to capital deployment and on M&A opportunities. That said, we have the capital, we have the strength, we have a very strong platform that is scalable, and we would look for opportunities that would accelerate our strategy without putting the company under any risk, and make sure that it's accretive and strategic to the direction where we're heading.
If we can follow, though, is it more akin to an acquisition that gives you another toy to play with and build content off of it? Or is it more on the content creation side that you guys, in terms of M&A opportunities, Ynon, might be most interested in?
Too early to be specific. And it's not to say that we don't have exciting organic opportunities. We have a portfolio that's proven itself within the toy side. And of course, now we have template and showcase for what we can do outside of the toy aisle. And some of the important takeaways from the year was how our brands resonate outside of the toy aisle. And that is a key part of our strategy to be successful within the toy part of the company and continue to evolve and grow in entertainment. Other verticals that are highly accretive and adjacent to the toy industry, but where we can create value from organic growth.
Hey, Ynon, I want to talk a little bit about the 2024 outlook. We learned from you yesterday, and I think that some might say it's a little conservative because it calls for a third straight year of flat sales growth. How conservative are you being here?
Well, we do expect the industry to be down in the year. And in that context, we expect to gain share and be ahead of the industry and continue the momentum that we have already with very strong market share gain in 2023. Our priority for 2024 is on growth in profitability, expanding our growth margin, and generate strong cash flow. And this is something we've done successfully in 2023. We believe that we will grow in 2025, both top and bottom line. And with the strong market share gain and overall strong performance, broad-based performance within the toy industry, we see multiple drivers that will continue to put the company on the front foot as we execute our strategy.
And I think, though, I guess we're all wondering, you guys do get a great vantage point when it comes to the consumer. I think a lot of us would say if we want to, get something for one of our kids, like that is a priority. So in terms of consumer and consumption spending, what are you seeing? How would you describe the consumer from your perspective?
Well, what we saw in 2023 is a shift in consumer spending towards experiences and services. And we see it moderating. It will continue to moderate in 2024. And beyond 24, we believe that those trends will further improve and that the industry will return to growth and continue to grow over the long term. The toy industry as a whole has very strong fundamentals. It's an important part of consumers' lives. It's a fundamental core human behavior. The toy aisle is a strategic lever for retailers. Mm-hmm. It's experiential. It drives foot traffic. Items are affordable. And especially when it comes to quality product and trusted brands, parents will always prioritize spending money on their children and cut on other things rather than quality toys for their children.
If you're just joining us, we're speaking right now to Ynon Kreiz, Chairman and CEO of Mattel, joining us from El Segundo, California. Ynon, I want to talk about specific brands and segments within Mattel's portfolio, specifically Fisher-Price. The brand had a great fourth quarter. Do you believe you can extend the momentum here? Do you expect to gain share when it comes to infant, toddler, and preschool market this year?
Yes, Fisher-Price did have a great quarter. It was up double digit. It was number one in the category and gained more share for the full year. Within Fisher-Price, Little People performed particularly strongly and expanded into adult collector line with some great product for the Super Bowl. So look out for that.
Great.
Okay, what about when it comes to Hot Wheels?
Wait.
Go ahead.
Wait. How much demand is there? Give us an idea.
No, as you can imagine, of course, it's in high demand, and Little People is such a great brand, and this is where we touch culture. This is our expertise and something we do so well. You have a product that is evergreen, but here, we have moments and opportunities to touch societal moments like the Super Bowl and create a special offering for that.
Is there a Taylor Swift Little People? That's what we want to know.
Anything is possible with Little People. Just, watch that space.
All I know is my daughter likes to eat the Little People, okay? What about Hot Wheels? Because it reached just $1.6 billion in gross billing for 2023, surpassing Barbie. Do you see Hot Wheels staying the number one brand for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, Hot Wheels is such an incredible brand. It's a huge canvas of ideas and innovation and product and opportunities. Hot Wheels was up 16% in the quarter. For the full year, it was 16% for the full year, and it was the sixth consecutive record year for the brand after over 50 years of existence. So it's been on a real growth momentum. We gained almost 300 basis points in the category. We have by far the largest market share on record, and Hot Wheels continues to be the number one brand globally in vehicles per Circana. In 24, we expect our vehicles category to grow driven by Hot Wheels, and Hot Wheels will grow yet again, 7 consecutive record year for the brand. And don't forget that we have a movie in development with J.J. Abrams at Warner Brothers for Hot Wheels, and another movie, a Matchbox movie with Skydance that produced Mission Impossible and Top Gun. So 2 of the most successful filmmakers in Hollywood are working on 2 very exciting brands as part of our vehicles portfolio.
How profitable is that area becoming for you? You know, we talk about Barbie, highest grossing film of 2023, generating, and I hope I have this number right, something like 1.4 billion or so, give or take a little bit. What ultimately was the impact on Mattel's bottom line as a result of that movie? I'm just curious.
Yes, we were happy to share that the Barbie movie generated for Mattel in 2023, just 2023, $150 million of revenue and about $90 million of operating income directly related to the movie. This is box office plus toys and consumer product directly associated with the movie. So this is one brand, one movie in 1 year. And the reason we share that is to illustrate the potential that we can generate out of our growing entertainment business.
Right.
And while we're not saying that every movie will be the next Barbie, in the aggregate, this could become a meaningful part of our business. Our entertainment offering that includes film, television, live events, consumer product and merchandise, digital, music, location-based entertainment, in the aggregate across our portfolio can be an important business for Mattel. And clearly, we are on that path to capture that value. And the Barbie movie is really a showcase or a template to illustrate that.
Well, it's a success story, right? I've got to imagine, Ynon, you talked about a couple of movies already based on Mattel products, toys, if you will, intellectual property, whatever you want to call it. But I do wonder how many people were knocking on your door after the success of Barbie, where many would probably have thought it never could happen, and it did. Are a lot of studios, streaming, and what have you knocking on your door about future collaborations?
Well, you can imagine what the movie did in terms of showing that our brands resonate outside of the toy aisle. And this was something that was not obvious before, and clearly the Barbie movie showed that with the right creative vision, when you work with the best filmmakers in the world, like Greta Gerwig or Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, great things happen. And perhaps the biggest evolution for us as a company was to realize that people who buy our product are not just consumers, they are fans.
Right.
And in the aggregate, fans become an audience. And that's when you realize that you're actually speaking to an audience, that's where you see, that's when opportunities open up and you can capture and create significant value in other verticals.
Hey, listen, 20 seconds less, 25. Is it going to be a Barbie 2? Does Alan get a movie? Does Ken get a movie? You can make news right here with us.
You know, we always said we're looking to create and build and develop film franchises. We're not talking specifically about Barbie, but we have an incredible portfolio and we're looking to continue to excite and delight fans all over the world.
I'm just going to say Barbie's a doctor, an astronaut, president. She can be a tentpole, you know, in terms of
Carol loved the movie,
franchise.
in case you didn't know that by now. I think it's the second quarter in a row we've interviewed you, Ynon, and she's talked about how much she loves the movie.
I bought Barbie merchandise.
You're not alone, Carol. You're not alone.
Thank you, Carol.
Totally
Thank you,
transparent.
Tim. Thank you.
Ynon, always be well. Appreciate it. Ynon Kreiz, he's Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Mattel, joining us on Zoom from El Segundo, California. You're listening and watching Bloomberg Businessweek.